Google's Antigravity is a free AI coding tool that enables you to build entire apps, automatically test them, and is turning you into a manager of AI agents. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly what Google's Antigravity is, how we can set it up from scratch, and start to bring our very own app ideas to life. We're going to cover the three main parts: what Antigravity actually is, how to get it downloaded and set up, and then I'm going to go through and build something live together so you can see exactly how it works. By the end of this, you'll know whether or not to switch from platforms like Lovable, Bolt, Claude Code, and many others across to Google's Antigravity. Because there's a lot of noise around this tool at the moment, some calling it a cursor killer, and some saying it's overhyped. So let's dive in. First of all, let's see an example of what we're able to produce. This is going to turn one post idea into multiple different elements. We're going to give it a quick command. Please, can you generate a post around how good Google's Antigravity actually is? We're now going to be able to press generate, and now it's going to go off, generate the content for us in a matter of seconds that we'll then be able to use across 5 different elements of Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, blog post, and newsletter. So as you can see here, we've got 5 different points. We've then got LinkedIn, we've got Instagram, we've got the blog post, the newsletter, and this is just the start. So let's dive in and get it set up. So the first thing you want to do is come across to antigravity.google. I'll include the link down below so you can find it nice and easily. It's going to be called the Next.js IDE, which is Integrated Development Environment. Don't worry if you've never heard that term before, it's nice and simple. You just need to download it for your specific machine, as we can see here. So now, once you downloaded it, we just need to go through the setup procedure. We're going to start from fresh in this use case, and I prefer the dark setup, so we're going to go through and use that. You can choose the other ones if you want to. I recommend starting with review-driven development, and we're just going to make sure that we review as the AI agent goes, but you can also go through and use secure mode if you want to, or you can go through and use other ones like the AI agent development, which is basically where we're going to get more permissions over to the AI to complete, or we can do a bit of an in-between with a custom configuration. We're going to do next. Now we're going to come through, leave all of that as standard for us today. We're just going to sign in with our account, and now we're going to come through, turn off the analytics data, do next, and we'll be all signed in. This is going to be the homepage of Antigravity. We'll just let this install some of the extra elements. So what are the 3 different ways that we can interact with Google's Antigravity? Well, we're going to have the traditional IDE, Integrated Development Environment Editor mode. We've also got the AI agent mode, which enables us to complete different tasks on autopilot relating to our app. And then last but not least, is also going to be able to open a Chrome browser to do some testing yourself, play around with the app that you've developed to really see if it's actually meeting your requirements. When you load up Antigravity for the first time, this is the screen that you're going to see. Just to show you what it looks like, this is the Integrated Development Environment, or IDE, that you may have seen in other platforms like Cursor or with VS Code. Just to help you navigate around, on the left hand side, we're going to have all of the different elements for where we've stored some data or different extensions that we can use with our code. On the right hand side, we're going to have our AI agent. So this is where we're able to go through and start generating the apps in here nice and easily. You'll see that we can do planning and fast, and we can do Gemini Pro, Claude's in here as well, which is great. And we've got ChatGPT OS. What you're able to do is clone any repositories that you may have had from some different environments. You can bring that into here, same with the JavaScript project, or you can open folders as well. Today, we're going to go through and just set up a new folder, which is going to be for our demo. We're going to call it our AI tool directory. And now we're going to do open. This is going to create basically an area where we can store all of the different code elements that we need for our app. What we then want to do is either press Command E or come up to the top right hand side and open Agent Manager. This is the real game changer when it comes to Antigravity and building out your AI agents. What you'll now see on the left hand side is we've got the workspaces and the playground. The playground is the space that you should go through and just start to spin up some really quick ideas, nothing overly complex, more for the prototyping and just getting some ideas onto paper, so to speak. The reason that we created the folder just now is because up the top here, we've now got AI tools directory as a workspace. The reason this is really important is because we can now go through and add different AI agents into this directory. So what we're able to do is we're going to come through and generate an AI tool directory that shows you lots of different AI tools in the market. So there's two ways you can start the conversation. Either come up to start a conversation or just do plus. And then as you can see here in the middle, that start new conversation is going to go specifically into that workspace. We're going to paste our prompt in here, which is asking it to create a Next.js web app that's going to display a directory of AI tools for business owners, including these ones here. We want it to show the name, the category tag, a quick description, and a visit button as well to go to that tool's website. What you'll see down the bottom here is we're going to be able to use high with Gemini Pro, low with Gemini Pro, Claude, and ChatGPT as well. We can do fast or planning, and the difference between the two is planning is going to think it through step by step, whereas fast is going to prioritize actually delivering that app as quickly as possible. We're going to keep it on fast for today. Now, one thing that's really important with these tools to get the best outputs is Gemini 3 is really good if you give it some inspirational images to get the outputs. So I'd recommend coming across to platforms like V0 or Lovable or even Trust MRR to try and get some ideas of what you want to do. So for example, on Lovable, if we scroll down in here, as you can see, we've got AI toolkit, as we can see here. So if we wanted to, we can then screenshot this example, come back across to our anti-gravity, and then pull it into this specific agent. This is going to help it get much better outputs from the start. We're going to send this off, and now it's going to start going through and generating all of the code that sits around it. Whilst we're doing this, we also maybe want to go through and start doing the icon that will go with it. So we can do plus in the same directory, and now we can say, please come up with a marketing favicon for our AI tool directory app. And now we can send it off, and because it's a Google app, we can automatically use tools like Google's Nano Banana Pro to get the outputs straight away. And this is how we're shifting from going back and forth with the code to having multiple agents help us achieve the outcome we're looking for across the entire code base. It will also shift the way that you interact with them. So as you can see here, we're going back and forth in more of a chat interface, but you can also come up to your inbox in the top left, and this is going to show you all of the different maybe pending actions that you need to do. So for example, here it says that we've got our build AI tools directory app is now idle, and we need to take an action in there. So all we need to do is click on this. It's got this error at the moment, which is very common just because of how popular Google's Antigravity has become. It's being a bit overwhelmed at the moment, so sometimes you just need to remind it to execute the task. Now it's going through and doing that. We can come back to our inbox and now see that we've got to take action with the favicon example. As you can see here, it's automatically gone through and generated that image with Nano Banana Pro, and that's the favicon that we're going to be able to use. We can make some changes, so we could come to it and say, please make it actually black and white for the logo, and we want it more minimalist and focused on the high-end market. We'll put that in there and send it off. Again, we've got both of these agents working in the background in tandem at the moment. Looks like it just had that same error, so we'll send it off again. If we come back to our other one, it looks like we needed to take an action with it. So if I just come back into here, it looks like it's still going through actually, so that's entirely fine. If we just come back across, as we can see, we've now got that updated favicon ready to go. So as you can see, you could go through, iterate back and forth, and really get it to look exactly how you want. Now let's go through and check out the app. So as we can see here, it's now going through and installing all of the different parts that we want, and it's including all of the different elements in here. If we come back across to the IDE, what we'll be able to see in here is all of the different elements is now generating. So for example, we've now got one of our favicons generated in here, and we're having all of the different code elements for us to be able to use for our brand new AI tool directory app. So this is the two different ways you'll be able to chat with it back and forth in here, or the best and easiest way I recommend is just going through and using it with the AI agent manager in here. So as we can see here, it's now going through, and what these different elements mean to the right hand side, the green and the red, is basically where they're going through and making the changes. If you want to see the changes that it's done, come up to the right hand side, turn on review changes, and now we'll see how it's going through and affecting the code. We'll also be able to turn on this little eye, which enables us to follow along with the agent as well. So as you can see here, it's now stopping periodically for us to confirm that we're happy for it to run commands. For you to be able to let Gemini open up your actual browser, you're going to need to make sure that you've got the anti-gravity extension enabled, which I'll include in the links down below because you can't find it on the web store. So we'll just let this go through. It's now going to also enable us to open a URL. So we'll do allow once, and now it's going to open it up, ready to go straight away. Whenever you see the blue bars around it, this is going to be where Gemini is going through and completing a task. So if I come down here, as we can see, it looks like it's verifying the UI, checking it's working before we can go through and make some changes. What we're also going to be able to do is do the open browser, which will bring us across to that screen like we saw. So as we can see here, it's going through and it's just making a few changes. It looks like it's checking the filter buttons and it's just verifying that that UI is working correctly. What you'll also see down here is it's taking some screenshots and some short videos. So we're going to get lots of supporting documentation that comes back about our app. So if we just come across, as we can see here, it's already got an iterative version for us to use. It looks like the color schemes don't match up and there's no logos in here. So there's definitely an opportunity for us to improve. If we come back across, we can also see some of the documentation. So for example, if I press view on this, we're going to see the elements in the background. In this use case, it didn't look like it did any clicking, or it looked like it scrolled up and down actually. And that's how we're able to see the AI agent actually being able to investigate and make the improvements. And this is why I'm really excited about anti-gravity with Google, because it's going to be able to do its own testing itself. Now, say we want to go through and make lots of changes. There are some settings to be aware of, but it depends on how comfortable you are with them to turn them on. For example, review policy. This is where the agent's behavior when asking to review artifacts to enable a richer experience. You can change this to, for example, always proceed. Same with executing commands to always enable the AI agents to go off and complete the process without always having to check in. You can also do the same if you come down to browser and also enable it to execute the JavaScript automatically. But of course, you've got to make sure that you're comfortable with all of this being turned on. It's definitely more of a risk than just playing around with it. Of course, where you can double check the code back and forth here and there before you release it out to the public. So now let's go through and give it more instructions. We're going to say, please can you change the color scheme so that it's actually going to have a white background instead. And we need the logos for each of those companies to be included as icons next to their name. And we need to make sure that all of the different website URLs actually work for us to click on and go across. So again, we'll send this off and now it's going to go through and start making those changes for us. And this is how we can bring the app idea incredibly quickly to life. So now if we just do accept, it should be going through and making those changes. As we can see here, it's now actually updated it in the background already. It looks like we've got one issue which we'll need to go through and resolve all the way to do with Next.js. It looks like we're going through, is making a few changes for us. Now, what I have noticed as this finishes up in the background is that Google's Gemini Antigravity, this entire platform, is a little bit slow at the moment, but I think that's just because of the volume of requests they're getting through. We're going to do allow once, and now this should take us through to that app again. Yep, as we can see here, it's now going to be going through and just checking the updates are ready to go. So verifying the background is white. Yep, checking for the logos. Yep, as we can see here, we've still got the blue screen around it. So it is still making those changes and it's just checking that we're all ready to go. So there we go. It's just finished up. Again, we've got that playback readily available where it's just checking out everything in the background. And we're also able to go through, if we come to the top right for Open Editor, and still get access to all of that code in the back end. And we can see we've still got that up-to-date commands on the right-hand side. So if we wanted to go through and make any changes more in this IDE terminal, we're absolutely able to do that. What we can also do as well is edit it directly within the interface. So on the right-hand side, for example, we can come up and submit a comment for this video. Or if you open up this part here, you're going to be able to see all of the different media artifacts that it's generated. If I come through to the light mode, as we can see here, I can also select parts of the screen, and then we could say, please can you add in the favicon so that we're able to see it on the actual directory as well. Now we'll be able to add that as a comment, and then we'll just be able to press submit. So there we go. It's now, I just had send that message in again just for it to action, but now it should be going through and adding it in for us. So there we go. If we just open up the code, as we'll be able to see, it's made some of the changes in the background. So there we go. It's just coming back to port 3000 versus 3001. If we do allow once, as we can see here, we've now got that textured background that we're able to use. So it looks a little bit more dynamic. It's going through and it looks like it should be telling us that it's going to take a screenshot in a second just to validate that it has got that information that's come back. So now what we'll do, just to make it very, very clear, is we're just going to come into our artifact and we're going to say, please action this comment so that we're adding the favicon onto our website. It should be app, so we'll just get rid of that. Now we'll submit that and it should go through. And now that we've given it a context of that title as well, it should go through and add it in for us. So it's just come back. We'll do allow once. It looks like it's included the wrong image because that's the one that we provided as a reference for the design. So it looks like it thinks that's the favicon item. So what we'll just do is we'll come across to our other AI agent. We'll say, great, please add this onto the main page of our app. We'll be able to send it off in here. And now we should be able to go through and make the changes in the code for us nice and easily so that it's then incorporated on the front end like we can see. So it didn't quite do it the first time, so we're just showing in the screenshot saying it's not done it correctly. So we just want it to go through and make sure that it has definitely added it in. Still not quite done it again, so we're just going to say this is the favicon I want, and we just pulled across the actual reference into here for it to use. So we'll hopefully just get it to go through and make sure it's all added into our app. So it looks like it says it's made the change. So if we come across, yep, as we can see there, we've now got our app icon in there ready to go. And if you're thinking, how much does this cost? Well, at the moment, we're able to start for free, but there is a caveat. After a little while, if you're trying to go through and do lots, they are going to make you upgrade to more of that Google One, Google Pro subscription, which is going to cost you $18 a month, or go up to the Ultra, which is going to cost you almost $200 a month. I'm really excited to see when they actually enable sort of the organizations, the workspace plans to be able to take advantage of this as well. So if you're definitely a power user, you'll need to upgrade. So this is Google's Antigravity, fantastic platform to start off with. If you want to build your very own app, start doing some testing and bringing those vibe coding ideas to life, it's definitely a great way to get started. But I'm sure they'll expand many more features and capabilities in the future. And if you want to learn more about AI and automation and the latest tools, definitely come across to the community, the first link in the description. We've got lots of insights that we share, how to set up tools, deep dive library on how to get the best outputs, and much, much more in here as well. Community challenges, we've got some of the best people in there for AI and automation.